6. Oh. Notorious. Next day I saw bold. Sip it till you cup till it runneth over. Holy Grail. I will. I will. Still alive. Holy Grail. I'm in the frame and I'm beautiful. Maybe. Probably not the beautiful thing. Alright guys. That's Log Press Sunday. Not a bad training session at all. We had our daylight savings time this morning. I guess in the States, or I guess I don't know who had their daylight savings or who didn't. I know they didn't in the States because I called my mom today. They haven't had theirs. We had ours, so it's the fall back, went back an hour. Didn't really affect us much at all. We still fell back, got an extra hour, or lost an hour. I don't know how you want to put it, but we still were all messed up and even went to sleep an extra hour later this evening. Everybody did. So that put me a little bit behind, but it gave me a lot of chance to sit down and work on editing videos. Hope you guys have noticed that. I was about a month behind on editing videos, and then I actually got Friday and Saturday to relax and sit down and edit as many videos as possible, one after the other. And then I've done the same thing most all day today, Sunday. So that gave me a few extra hours just to sit down and edit video. So the plan for today, and this is really, really important. I did my 100% on log press last week. And not that it was hard. I know that and I've known this for a couple of months, that my biggest issues on overhead press is that there's a disconnect between my lower body and upper body, and that is my back. I'm still feeling that. My back does still hurt. Everything is still not connected. My right foot is still not working. You guys have noticed that on some of the videos that I've been doing lately with the movement and mobility work that I've been doing. My right foot really does not work and stabilize at all. I'll jump ahead really quick. One of the exercises you saw me doing here at the end, text messages. One of those things you saw me doing here at the end with the band raises over my head, and I had my feet against the rowing machine. When my hand got above my head, bottom of my foot went numb. So it went all the way from my glute down my hamstring, and the bottom of my foot went numb every time my hand went over my head. So I'm getting the same kind of sensation on the log press when I get that log up here on my chest. When I'm dipping down, I can't feel my feet. I don't feel my right foot right now anyway. It's kind of numb. So I find myself moving my foot around to find a position to where I can feel it on the floor. And then once my hand gets all the way over my head and I have to force that into position, my upper back doesn't want to hold my body into position. I'm having issues going from here and locking out and getting my head into position. My upper back traps and everything don't want to let me do it. A lot of masters athletes have the same issue, and we're lucky, really lucky, that the referees give us that press where we can kind of press out in front and we can kind of look at the log and kind of tilt our eyeballs down a little bit anyway, and the ref gives us a down signal. And I think arthritis helps us hold the log kind of out in front a little bit when our joints get stuck. But I know that's an issue. I know my upper back's got to work out. I'm sitting on the computer. I should have worn my bow tie for several hours today while doing that. I know there's a lot of work with my upper back mobility and strength that I need to do. Did not do a lot of upper back work today because I know I want to deadlift tomorrow. So I need to make that a priority tomorrow, that mid and upper back work to help me with the log. But I've got that big disconnect. I also know, it's my other big weakness on the log, I've got to have stronger triceps. I've got to have better technique. I completely forgot where I was going with all that. Completely forgot. I should have wrote it down. But since I was at the peak last week and I had a lot of chance, I had 12 weeks of learning on the log press as I peaked on that. And I know that the 110, the 242 that I did last week is definitely not a max, but my body's locking up as I press and I'm not being able to finish that. So it's not a strength issue. It's not really a technique issue. It's not a mental issue. It's a totally screwed up body issue. Being screwed up keeps me from using a heavier weight, which keeps me from getting stronger as well. So knowing all of that, coming into this week, a new training block, I increased my max kind of to a projected max. I really need to be able to do 120 in the next 12 weeks. That's really where I need to be, at 264. So I can adjust that downwards a little bit. Instead of doing doubles, I can do singles. I can do multiple singles whenever the training sessions call for it, but everything else I think I can do. So beginning again, shrinking the core lifts. Today was 75% of 120, 265 roughly. So I was using 90 kilograms, 198 pounds. I'm going to stick with strict press. I knew that. The push press doesn't really help me that much because, like I said, as I'm dipping down to use my legs, my spine's disconnecting and it's not allowed me to get my legs much into it at all anyway. It gives me an opportunity to work on, if my log press intensity, volume, weights, and everything goes from this to this all of a sudden, then I don't need to keep everything at that level because I'm not going to make any progress this week at all other than just the deload. I don't think deloads really do anything. And unless your mind is just fried, unless your body's fried, and then you really should only be at the gym if it's your safe haven. I know my buddy Tom, if you're watching this, and I'm sure that you are, my buddy Tom in the States, I'm sure that you understand that completely. Your gym is your safe haven. Man, I've got a buddy in Australia I know he's watching this as well because he comments on a lot of my videos. A really good buddy of mine, and I know that he understands as well. No matter what, just getting to the gym is your safe haven. So I understand that. But core lift shrunk down. I did 60, 70, 80, and 90. That was it. Warm-ups to final set on the log. 90 for a double. So I didn't do anything that was really hard work, nothing mentally stressing. It was just going through the motions. Bicep still feels a little funny. I tried wearing I wore my wife's Cerber Strength knee sleeve on my elbow. And I have to say I really like it. I might like the black one better than I like the thick red one. Don't tell them that though. I really like it. It's not as compressive It's a little bit of warmth, and I can wear a compression cuff over the top of it. I really like it. I really, really like it. I'm going to continue to steal it. I'm going to tell her that I lost it. So that gives me an opportunity to take all of my accessories. As this shrinks, I have all of my accessories, and I can just expand those up like this and go all the way across. And I can use all those accessories to build. Now see, every week with this program, I'm going to do 75, 80, 85, 90, 80, 85, 90, maybe 92, 95, 97, 100 again. Something like that. Depends on what kind of numbers are building for me. So as those build up, and the heavier weights require more warm-ups and more preparation and everything else, the mental stress that goes along with it, as those progress and get bigger, the accessories have to get smaller. So now is my opportunity to do a bunch of accessories, to push myself on the accessories, and let the accessories do the work of building the log press for me. So whenever I get to that point to where I have to log press big weights, I've already done the work. So it's there. I know it's there, and I've earned it. That's really, really important. That's the big issue with linear periodization. You're starting low, you get deconditioned, and you just decide, I'm going to go heavier every week. And that only works if you're also just going to take more anabolics every week. That's how that works. How do you just magically get stronger? How do you just start lightweight and then just magically we're going to add 5% every week or 3% every week? And we're just going to magically get stronger. How does that happen? Either you were extremely deconditioned, or you're going to start taking gear. And you're just going to add D-ball at so many weeks out, and you're going to double this so many weeks out, and double that so many weeks out. Or you can be smart and always keep that pie full. Keep it full of accessories and core lifts. And as the core lifts increase, the size of the pie of accessories decrease. So everything is always balanced. It's always hard work, and it's always progressing. That's really key. So write things out especially when you get older. Start writing your training programs out in 12-week blocks, and make sure there's a lot of balance in there. And you give yourself opportunity on those accessories to where you can always just stop anytime you want to. So this was my week to sit down, and I know that I haven't been flat pressing. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been playing with the floor press with the axle, making some solid progress. I don't feel like it's really going to injure me, although it could be really close. I used the chains last week for one speed set, which felt really, really good. So I decided I was going to do my speed work with the axle for 8 sets of 3 with 30 seconds rest in between. Now, I had some issues with the collar coming off and the plates are sliding, and it's not the best setup in here anyway. But what it does give me the opportunity to do is I'm just exploding up, and then I can pretty much just drop it down. So it's not going to rip my elbows apart. It's not going to rip my shoulders apart. It's not going to rip my pecs apart. You can do this. I mean, you could set this up on safety pins in your rack. If you have crash pads as well, you could add some plates, some bumper plates on top of your crash pads and do this. You can do this with a log. Tom, I know you've got a log. You can use couch cushions. Your wife probably would not like that at all. Maybe you shouldn't use couch cushions, but you can get some foam, anything like that, and set this up. And it's a great opportunity to set something up and try it. The issue is the more weight that you put on the bar, the deeper it gets. So it's not just harder, it's harder. So I did the 100 kilograms, 220 pounds plus the chains, and the chains are 90 pounds in chains. I know they weren't coming off the floor, but it was 90 pounds in chains. So whatever it was. It's a standard, and it's going to stay that way. So as long as I get stronger, it's a standard. Chains aren't real weight anyway, although they're pretty close. And then I went up to 120, 264. I just stopped at a double. I realized I did that for a triple last week. I probably could have just done 4 with it just in case to make sure it was a PR, but I didn't. I went to 140 kilograms, 308 pounds, and everything just kind of shifted everywhere. So I need to find some sort of way, maybe to put a rubber mat under my crash pads, maybe a rubber mat over the top of my crash pads, I might play with that at some point during the week to figure out if there's a safer way to set that up. I did look into getting a different set of crash pads, but man, they're really, really freaking expensive. And Elia's still gone, and he's always got the hookup with everything. He knows somebody that does something with everything. But I knocked it out 308 plus 90 in chains for a double. I will say that second rep was a rep that I should not have taken. I definitely could feel my left pec, and I was worried about my right pec because my bicep was hurting, although I put some hot cream on it. My left pec didn't tweak, but I could really feel it flexing a little more than it probably should have. That's an issue with the bottom position, dead stop bench pressing, because even though I had to wedge my elbows under there, I mean, it was an honest to goodness floor press that I had to wedge my elbows on the floor, and then I had to bring it up like that, and then the bar was off the ground, so you had to bring it up and then go. But it is a dead stop. Your pecs are not, everything is not tight and flexed when you take it down, so you cannot set the weight on your lats when you come down, which is what I'm used to doing on a bench press. The bottom of the lift, taking the pressure off the chest, off the shoulders, off the triceps at the bottom, and setting, S-E-T-T-I-N-G, the weight onto my lats. I take the, you see that, my lats sticking down when I bench press, and that's as far as I can really go. So my lats almost act like a bench shirt, because that bench shirt has that material right here that's going to stop you in the front. Your lats are the material in the back that's going to stop you, and it's going to stop that from going down. So I don't have that plus here, so it really just starts from the pec. And it's driving, but it's very explosive. If you can be explosive, you can be explosive up, and then you can just let it down. You don't have to slowly take it down. So it's concentric, whatever. It's press only. It's like doing a deadlift and being able to drop it. So I'm not going to get terribly sore from it, yet I feel really, really worked, and I can use a bunch of different grips. I think that's an exercise that I'm definitely going to keep. I'm going to continue to rotate the speed work. I think that's a decent weight. It's probably better for me to do a week of twos, threes, fours, and fives, and then rotate, than it is for me to increase weight or bands or chains on a consistent basis. I do think I could find a way to add bands to that, and I probably will at some point soon. Add a micro mini band to that and see. So whenever I dip back down to a low training volume again, I'll add the bands to see if it's something that's viable. After that, I pretty much shut things down. I know I did some other stuff after that. I did a lot of landmine stuff. The landmine work that I did here, and I have to say this, the landmine is from Stronger Than You, Inc. And you can find them on Instagram. That's where I found them, and they sent me that. It took them more than a year they were in the basis of producing it, making it, and I've got one I've got a landmine type thing at my gym, but it is ridiculous heavy, and I can't put it in my gym bag because it is so ridiculous heavy. And you have to have a stack of plates to mount it in. That one is a landmine. It's rubber coated. Hold on, let me grab it. It's here. Oh, my feet. My feet. Yeah, StrongerThanYou.com. Here it is, right here. I don't know, this is aluminum, rubber ball, I don't know, and it goes onto I've used it on a deadlift bar, I've used it on my axle, it hooks down to anything. It's got a unicorn on it, whatever that is. It's light, but it's not light. Anyway, I got this from them right about the time that I tore my hamstring, and I really was not able to do much with it. One, I couldn't do anything. I was pretty upset and depressed because I tore my hamstring. And then everything that I did figure out that I could do with this required so much athleticism and mobility that I couldn't use it. So I stuck it up on the stairs over there for months. And then a couple of weeks ago, I got this back out and I've been playing with it. So I'll have to say the shoulder exercise that I did with this tonight, it's a keeper. It's an absolute keeper. That is for sure. With the bands and the sandbag, it's a keeper. The abs exercise that I did with this, holy goodness, that's going to be a good one for me. That's going to be a squat builder. That's going to be a yoke builder. That's going to be part of putting my abs back together. It's going to be an Atlas stone builder. That's going to be a mainstay. So I apologize to these guys, but I promise I've done the best I can. And I've got no reason to lie to you. It's here. I get nothing from it, and they've asked nothing from me. So I did a bunch of exercises tonight. I decided that because it was late, I know mentally that I've been fried for about a week or two, and I still have to work for a few hours, that I needed just to stop on training. So everything that I did after the floor press was either to get videos for clients or to make me a healthier person. So all the things that I did were non-stressful. I think that's the best way that I can put it. So I had a list of probably 10 to 15 more exercises that I needed to get on video tonight for clients. I'm not for sure how many I'll be able to edit and get into this video for you guys, but it's going to have to wait till tomorrow because I've got to get to work and I don't want to stress my body. I will say that I skipped the rower. I don't need the cardio. My breathing is fine. My cardio is okay. I've got deadlifts tomorrow. I did raise my heart rate for a long time. And I don't need any more physical stress. And I do think doing the cardio on the rower kills my appetite for later in the evening. I've been having issues after doing the cardio to get in and get any meals in before going to bed. I'm having to force anything at that point. So that's not good. So I'm skipping the cardio tonight. What I did do was the work on the balance board, and I set the balance board up with the bands on the rack set up like battle ropes. That is amazing work, and that is huge progress. I highly encourage you to do stuff like that. And you can still see that my feet aren't wanting to work properly. I did take my weightlifting shoes off so my feet can feel the wood, that I can get a better feel of what's going on and the constant movement. But working with the ropes is a lot of upper back, rear delts, a lot of lats, a good bit of abs, and managing myself on the wobble board is still a good bit of legs. My glutes are not wanting to fire. So I want to squat down into it to get my glutes to fire, to get that piriformis and the hamstring that tore in the summer to work together just a little bit. But that's definitely a keeper. If you get the chance, absolutely give those a try. So, guys, that's it. I'm hoping you're enjoying my videos. I really hope, because I'm trying to put out as much new content. I've been doing a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of exercises, and I've not included a lot of what I've done on video until the content that I've put out the last several days that has encompassed the videos for the last month. But I'm hoping you guys benefit from it, hoping you guys love it. So I do anything else today? Made a bunch of good food. I cooked some amazing food last night, put it in the slow cooker, had a big thick flank steak, had 2 of them, and I could only fit 1 and some ribs into the slow cooker, so I put that flank steak in the slow cooker. I didn't know what I was going to do with it this morning other than just eat it, maybe put it on some buns. if it would rip apart that way. And I got up, my wife was like, she had already opened it up and looked inside because it was loaded with garlic and tartar and parsley and onions and everything else. And she opened it up and she was like, her eyes, I came downstairs, she's like, I'm hungry. And I come downstairs and I'm looking, and she's sitting there, got everything open on the table, and she's got these fajita wrap things right there and all the stuff to make it. She's like, I'm hungry, this smells amazing. So we made fajitas out of that, and of course I covered that with garlic. It's my new thing. Gotta wear a mask anyway, so ain't nobody smelling it. They're probably still smelling mixed up with garlic on everything. And a little bit of Thousand Island dressing. Been addicted to Thousand Island dressing lately, and it seems like I put something else. She made a little salad with green peppers and banjari, beetroots, pickled beetroot, green peppers, and avocados, which is something she does all the time. And we add a little bit of that on there and just ate, and it was amazing. So she and I have enjoyed a wonderful day. We both sat at the table and had enough. My youngest son actually slept. He was going wild most of the day. And then at about 4 o'clock, he just laid on the couch and was out and slept from 4 until about 8. I had to run to the store to get milk. For my wife drinks a lactose-free milk. My son wants the whole milk, and my youngest son still drinks baby formula. They take snacks to school, so they don't have school lunch here. So I've got to have stuff to prepare that. And then my youngest son, because he's 4 and he's in America, you call it preschool. Here they call it kindergarten, but I'd call it preschool. He takes juice and water and milk and everything else to school, and I had to just get the basics to send with him. So, and when I came back in the door, and when I closed the door, he just jumped up, and his hair's curly, and it was just everywhere. It was Einstein everywhere. And he jumped up and saw me with bags and ran straight over here and ran through the bags and opened the bags to see what I got him. I didn't get him anything because I thought he was going to be asleep. But he was so happy because he'd been thirsty all day, and we didn't have any of his favorite juice. So he opened those bags and took out a juice and just downed it, killed it like that, and he was happy. So he ended up staying up really late. We got him in the bath. He's been acting, better with YouTube lately. So we have kids YouTube on his iPad. And there's a couple of shows that he just cannot watch because he's autistic. He spins in a circle all the time. Just spins. You guys see my videos. He spins all the time. It's very, very common. And there's some of the videos like with Talking Tom, and there's they're YouTube videos of like cartoon type things. Talking Tom, and there's a couple of girl Talking Tom type things. And whenever they hit each other, he takes his iPad and just whacks it on something. So but anyway, he's been better at that, and he's been watching Hot Wheels videos with ramps and stuff. So I got him in the bath. My wife found one of my older son's old Hot Wheels ramps that was pretty much just like the ones he's been watching in the video. So that turned his 10-minute bath into an hour-long bath with him screaming to get out of it, and then him screaming all the way down the hall to get into his bed, until I put his Hot Wheels ramp and his cars in his bed, gave him his milk, said goodnight, and left him with his mom. That was hours ago. I'm hoping they're asleep, or she's going to beat me with a big stick tomorrow. But and there's the cat and dog. So, but solid weekend. I can't complain. I feel pretty good. I'm not stressed. I've got deadlifts tomorrow night. I don't even know the percent. It's either 80 or 85. I don't know, but I'm not stressed. I've got a long night of work tonight. I've got a long day of work tomorrow and Tuesday. Those are my 3 busiest days of the week as far as work goes. If you are one of my clients, you probably heard me complain. I use Evernote for all of my work, and Evernote updated last Sunday at this time. And they got rid of the email function on Evernote. So I'm having serious issues with people who are wanting to be clients. I can't send you the information. Or people who are waiting for their week of programming, and I'm trying to find a way to send you all the information that I've typed up for you in Evernote, and it doesn't want to let me do that. So it's been an interesting week, and I'm hoping that I can make it go smoother tonight, and I'm not still awake at 6 something in the morning. So anyway, guys, that was me talking way too much. There's a lot of useful information in there if you're really paying attention and taking notes. So it gives me a chance to unload on everybody. So anyway, guys, I'm getting to work, do some stretching, reverse hypers, and maybe another set of abs or two before I go to bed to make sure everything is feeling halfway decent. Lots of food, probably a shower before I jump into bed. And we will see you guys for deadlifts tomorrow. So till then, have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow.